and says his school is great. I tell him right away, now what's the matter, buddy? Ain't you heard of my school? It's number one in the state.
Hey, hey, take it away. Get
So
that
be
ball
true
in
to your school. Just like you would your girl.
1, 2, 3, 4. McCrackenatMidnight with Brian the Bassturd. You're watching the show. Hey everyone, how you doing? Hey Mark Tang, what's up?
I'm good.
Mark Tank's gonna hang out and watch Battlestar Galactica when we do the show tonight.
Which is totally awesome. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to McCrackenatMidnight with Brian the Bassturd, where sometimes Brian poops in his pants while we're doing the show and doesn't tell anybody.
actually happened once. You recording?
Yeah, I'm recording. Yeah. I'm recording. Anyway, hey everyone. Hope you're doing well tonight. We have kind of a loose show for you tonight. So far, our tiny set list says hello and in the nudes, and that's it.
I don't even have the second part figured out yet. I only have hello figured out.
I've got everything
and
figured
that's
out.
over. So.
I'm figured. I'm a figure.
Okay.
I'm a figure maniac.
So well, let's get right at it. What happened this week?
All right. First off, Scotland today or yesterday? No, today finally reached an agreement on their proposal to in 2014. They reached an agreement on what the referendum was going to say that will be voted on in 2014 by the entire population. That will decide whether it's going to be a simple yes or no vote, and it's going to decide whether or not Scotland will leave the United Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How does the United Kingdom feel about this?
You know what? England is not attacking them with, Occupy Police. So occupying police and
Which is really what England in the past has been all about.
yeah. So I don't know. Next is Wales, but nobody really cares about Wales.
Hey, Wales is cool. The best bass player to ever live, Mr. Glenn Cornick, was from Barrow-in-Furness, Wales.
That doesn't mean Wales is awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, Scotland is going to, in 2014, decide whether or not to continue to be in the United Kingdom. So, if they don't continue to be in the United Kingdom, it's just going to be England and Wales. And
Northern Ireland.
And Northern Ireland.
Which is being mobbed by occupying police.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and Northern Ireland. But we can let's forget about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe if we forget about it long enough, so will England. Anyway, so that's really big news. That's big news. Also in big news, was it yesterday, the day before? I think it was yesterday, or the day before. I don't remember. Was Felix Baumgartner's successful jump from 20 something miles above the Earth's surface in nothing but basically a spacesuit. He took a balloon up and jumped. I think it was 26 miles above the Earth's surface. The highest jump by a human being ever.
Now, it was how much higher than the other guy?
6 miles.
6 miles.
The other guy was 20 miles.
What was his name again? We just watched a documentary. He was in. Was it the second to last episode of The Planets? The Planets, by the way, National Geographic?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's National Geographic.
National Geographic series.
From like 10 years ago.
Awesome documentary.
Really good on Netflix.
And I remember the guy. I remember hearing his name and being like, "Oh, I know his name," but I don't. I now know who he actually is, and it's not just a name that I've heard a bunch of times. But
yeah.
Now I can't remember the name, but
I can't either.
Who it is. Totally flipped around on me. But the previous guy had done this in like the early '60s, I guess. Went up in a balloon alone. 20 miles in the air, which is in outer space.
Just to kind of reach just to see how high he could go.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it wasn't 20 miles because 20 miles is ridiculously high.
Yeah.
And
I saw the footage of this shit. He's literally in outer space. You can see the curvature of the Earth, and it's literally like falling to the planet from outer space. Now this dude was 6 miles higher than that.
This dude broke the sound barrier.
Broke the sound barrier just with his body.
Just with his body. He basically, I saw there's you gotta go. Maybe we'll put it on the blog. By the way, our blog is working now. Anyway, this guy he was 26 miles in the air and he jumped out and everything was going fine and then he started to spin a little bit and he thought he was only going to spin a couple of times, and then he just started fucking spinning really fast. Like like how are you going to stop yourself if you're spinning that fast? He's like
what,
falling.
So are we spinning like he's like this? And he's spinning like
he's
this,
spinning just
like
uncontrollably.
This?
I don't know how he's spinning.
Okay, just tumbling.
I assume he's actually spinning.
Okay.
He's not just like flailing. He's actually spinning in some way.
Yeah.
But I think he's on his back spinning
Which
like
probably
that.
makes it so he can't open his chute.
Well, he was still 20 miles above the earth, so he didn't really have to yet.
But I mean, it's in 10 miles he's gonna have.
Well,
to start
that was
doing
the
like
thing.
that
He
shit.
started spinning, and he was dangerously close to blacking out, which would have killed him, no doubt.
Yeah.
Because I mean, imagine, first of all, you're falling at the speed of sound. He broke the sound barrier. He said in an interview or in the press conference or whatever, like, I didn't know when I broke the sound barrier because I was spinning and I was like so close to blacking out. So you're traveling at the speed of sound, and you're falling out of space, and you're in this suit, so like you're really tight in there. You don't have a lot of freedom of movement or anything like that, and you're just spinning super super fast, and you're falling that fast. Those G's have got to be like insane on your body, like such a strain on your body. And he had to go through all this special training and stuff like that so he wouldn't pass out. But he started spinning and he couldn't stop it. He couldn't control it, so he almost blacked out, which would have been really bad.
You'd think they'd have some kind of fail-safe where like there'd be an altimeter on them.
Oh, I'm sure there was.
That would trigger a secondary chute.
I'm sure there was.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure there was.
So in case he blacked out, something just fires and he just goes, oh.
I'm sure there was.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was. But still, it would that wouldn't have been good anyway.
Yeah.
That
I mean, it just wouldn't have been fun, not to be blacked out for that. Like, how lame.
Oh, wow. Okay, someone said Merp and Blurp. Dear God, I hope that is who I think it is because you're on our set list tonight. Because I promised you would be if you watched.
How do you stop spinning?
I don't know. He just did. He controlled himself. I don't know.
Grabbed the air?
Dude, I don't fucking know. I wasn't there.
Okay.
I don't know how he did it.
Look this up because I'm sure there's footage of it and it's just insanity.
Yeah, there is footage of it. I haven't seen all the footage, but there's like lots of really awesome pictures of him standing on the edge of the balloon at the edge of space, ready to jump out. There's footage of him spinning. Not him. It's like his chest cam or something like that. That's like pointing kind of up this way. Of him spinning, and the Earth is just. And I think you can see the helmet right at the bottom of the video frame. And then the Earth is just like spinning around him, like the Earth and the sky just spinning. It like made me dizzy just watching it.
Yeah, it's just really, really funny when.
Yeah, it's helmet footage.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question?
What's that?
In the comments. No, I'm kidding. Ask it.
Like, how did he break the sound barrier? It's about like you had terminal velocity to deal with. Like, how did he like?
That's a really good question.
That is a good question.
Don't skydivers hit terminal velocity when they skydive?
Yeah, they do hit terminal velocity, but skydivers a lot of the time are controlling their descent. Because if terminal velocity is not just dependent on the weight compared to, your mass compared to the force of gravity, or your speed compared to the force of gravity. It does, but in case of skydiving, I gotta assume it's also the amount of wind resistance you're like applying to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the terminal velocity, he had a really specially built suit.
He was probably heavier than a skydiver.
He was probably heavier. Yeah, he was
Which
definitely
helps.
heavier than just a skydiver because they don't wear a lot. I mean,
Also,
they don't wear a ton.
falling that high through, I gotta imagine. Yeah, he's
Atmosphere is
high
probably
up.
thinner, yeah.
There's same gravity of the Earth with no atmosphere.
Yeah,
Actually, there'd be less gravity, wouldn't there? Because it's
There'd be a little less,
yeah.
but it's not the gravity. The atmosphere wears off a lot quicker
Yeah.
than gravity does. I mean, the moon is in the Earth's gravity,
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's pretty crazy. So that happened, which is awesome. First person to break the sound barrier in a suit. Just like
them, like just me.
imagine
going
that.
the
I wish
speed
there
of
would have
sound.
been like a picture of the moisture cloud around him, and it's just like him, like, whoosh, and it's just like the moisture cone is happening around him.
Yeah.
That would have been really cool. In other news, I don't remember. In terms of baseball, it's the middle of postseason right now, And none of it really matters anymore. The Giants are beating the somebodies, and the Detroit's playing the Yankees. But this is both good and bad news. In a game a couple days ago, Derek Jeter broke his ankle, which is really sad. He fractured his ankle because Derek Jeter is just the coolest guy ever. He fractured his ankle, and he's out for the rest of the postseason, which is terrible. But it's also really awesome because if I have to root for somebody now, it's going to be Detroit. And Derek Jeter is a big part of the Yankees. And the Yankees are playing Detroit.
Yeah.
For the pennant. So,
yeah, it's bad. We're sad Derek Jeter got hurt. We're glad that the Yankees now suck without him.
Yeah, well, they don't suck.
No,
they still got...
but
No,
you know
but
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah. I know. Well, it's actually Brian's pen matches Brian's shirt. Brian's just a matchy kind of guy. Also, we're wearing complementary colors. We complement each other. Brian, you look very nice
That's
today.
too dark. If it was brighter, it would be...
Fine, I won't. Brian, you look like shit today.
uh,
Anyway, I had more news, but I can't remember what it is.
let's do a segment we like to call Brian Reads the Front Page of BBC.
CNN.
Or CNN.
BBC's too good. CNN is much better.
CIA plot to get Al-Awalki. Don't care. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I'll
I have
watch
2
you.
bits of news. Oh, planet
Yeah, I
news.
forgot.
Space news.
Okay, good. I'm interested in this. I don't care about terrorists.
Okay.
I care about space.
Two planets have been discovered in the past couple of weeks that have been really interesting. The first one is really interesting because the scientists have figured out that holy crap, that's the animation catch. Yes, it is. Anyway, scientists figured out that this one planet that they found, which is only like a normal amount of light years away, like 40 or something like that, that you could potentially get to in your lifetime if you were traveling at the speed of light. Anyway, this planet that they found, they say, is mostly carbon, a third of which is diamond.
Wow.
This planet is a third diamond. That's awesome. It's a diamond planet. That's just so cool.
Diamond planet.
Yeah, really, really cool.
I'm wondering how the hell that even happens, because diamonds need so much pressure.
It's just really fucking old or something.
But like on the surface? That's because diamonds just can't.
No, not on the surface. Probably not on the surface.
It's just all diamond in the middle.
I don't know.
That's fucked up. Whatever.
They can't see it.
Yeah, but if there's carbon there, that means it's also that much carbon is potential life support, right?
No.
Because I mean, carbon is
a building block of life.
okay.
That's like saying like oxygen is what we breathe. It's like, yeah, we can breathe oxygen, but most of the atmosphere is not. You know, it's kind of it's
way to crush my dreams, Sam.
I know. I'm sorry. Anyway, the second planet was discovered isn't really the planet's not so exciting. It's just a regular Neptune-sized planet, a gassy planet or an ice planet or something like that. That's many like 500 light years away or something like that. That actually, oh god damn it! Stop stealing my shit, man. Discovered a planet with 4 suns.
It's
got 4 suns.
The system is it trading off sun to sun?
No, it's not. It's the system is 4 suns. It is 2 sets of binary stars that are orbiting each other.
That's so cool.
So it's like some weird like dance.
And this planet is just stuck with that?
Yeah, the planet's just there. And the other cool part is the planets are only 1,000 astronomical units apart. And an astronomical unit is the distance from the Earth to the Sun. So these 4 suns are only that far apart, which is just so cool. Which, again, is a really long way, yeah. But in terms of stars being so close together, that's 2 binary systems that are that close together.
That's a lot of gravity, man. That shit's gonna get black holing sometime.
I hope so. That's gonna be awesome. Anyway, I think that's all the news I got, really.
Let's see if there's anything I give a shit about. I ran behind cyber attacks. Don't give a shit. Global symbol. Woman cops hurt. Left me topless.
Oh, I have more news.
Okay, nothing that doesn't piss me off.
I have more news.
Okay.
EA Games, which makes a lot of really good games, released. We're doing a promotion where if people filled out a survey, they'd get a $20 credit for a game. So they could, buy a free game. They could get a free game for $20. But users that completed the survey and got the $20 credit soon discovered that the code they were using worked multiple times. So they were just taking more and more games. And then they started just spreading it all over the internet. So there were just hundreds and hundreds of free game codes that worked over and over and over out there on the internet.
Wow. Dude, somebody, a programmer got fired. A web guy got fired.
Thankfully, it became invalid. Well, thankfully for EA games. It became invalid. EA was unavailable for comment. Anyway,
they were unavailable because they were too busy trying to discover how they were going to fix their fucking company.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's all the news I got. That was all planned. It wasn't just me looking for things on my phone. It was just stuff
Portugal
I read earlier.
announces tough budget. Don't care. Argentine naval chief replaced. What the hell does BBC
It's BBC World, dude.
report on just the most random shit?
This is actually the page I was just reading too.
Whatever. Okay.
Who's got news? Do you guys have news? Talk about the zombie bees. I don't know about that.
Zombie bees?
Google.
Googling zombie bees. Hold up a second, guys.
Hey, for those of you that are watching right now, if you could actually, if you are not currently commenting, you need to look at your computer for a second, pay attention to the show, and comment for us. We need all of you out there. For each computer, we need you to type the number of users currently watching the show from your computer. That would be very, very helpful to us. So, if there are 4 people looking at your computer, you type 4. If there are 2, you type 2. If there are 9, you type 50. Cool.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes,
we'll
cats
get
count. No, not current users. Current people at your computer.
At your computer.
Who is looking at your computer watching the show, not current users.
Because
we know how many current users
that
there
many of those computers have multiple people behind them, and we want an accurate estimate. We want accurate samples of this. All right. Ustreamer 979614.
Yeah, who are you and why are there 4 people watching the show?
But what was that? You trying to tell us that we had 4 current users, or because then the person before you says 2?
Yeah, is that 4 current viewers or is that 4 people looking at your computer screen?
I already don't care about this anymore.
I still care. Keep typing.
Okay. Yeah, just keep doing this.
Oh, you withdraw your answer. Okay.
Okay. So yes, honeybees that have been inhabited by tiny flies that cause them to abandon their hive at night and lurch about erratically before dying.
Awesome.
Very cool. I mean, it makes me feel bad. Honeybees have gotten a pretty bad rap. Their numbers are going down. They're making honey out of old M&Ms. And now they're being made into zombies by very, very cruel flies.
Don't want you to die, honeybees. Why you gotta be a zombie, honeybees? Please don't die. I love that stuff that comes out of your body.
Yes. By the way, yes, NBC News made these zombies joke too, guys. Thank you. You weren't the first.
Zombies, zombie bees.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. But, who cares?
Pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Pretty fucked up, you've asked me.
Yeah, that's weird. And yeah, they're saying it's a threat to crop pollination and all that stuff.
which is bad.
Same reason that shit happening to honeybees has always been bad. Seriously, like, poor honeybees. Like, they just can't catch a fucking break.
Get a rough time. Anyway, so now we're going to move on to a brief... Yes, and we're going to get to that.
We are?
Yeah, we're going to move on to a new segment that is just for tonight, just because I said it would be, entitled Christine Riley. And it's a segment all about Christine and who she is and why she is who she is.
This is speaking. I'm not here right now, so leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, thanks. Bye.
You guys watch the debates?
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Christine, it's Sam.
And it's Brian.
And Brian.
Too.
You're live on McCrackenatMidnight right now, actually. And you're not picking up your phone. Even though I said that you were going to have a segment on the show, and I thought that was you commenting.
Yeah. The
Because it
commenters
really
know it's
seems
you
like
commenting, too.
Yeah, so I don't know why you're not picking up your phone. But I set up a date for you and Mangdor, the Matador, that I was telling you about. He's 3 feet tall. He has a butt on his neck, and he smells like carrot juice. But he's really nice, and he's awesome in the sack. I know from personal experience. So I think you'll have a really good time.
She says she can't find her phone.
You say you can't find your phone, but now I don't think that's you anymore. And anyway, have a good night. Don't forget about Mangdor, because when he gets
He's
sad,
really excited to meet you.
when he gets sad, his heart literally breaks, and he has to go to the hospital, and you'll have to take him to pay his bills. Bye. So anyway, that was Christine Riley. Oh yes, Mangdor is Trugdor's brother. Sorry. So anyway, moving on. No, we did not watch the debates.
I'll tell you why I didn't watch the debates. Here's the thing. I know who I'm voting for. Yes, I am voting. I know I said I swore off voting, but this election is too terrifying. So I know who I'm voting for. I'm not going to get my mind changed. Anything that important that happens, I can hear about it from someone else talking about it. And I'll just get pissed off if I watch the debates. I'll just get upset and want to go
Not
vote and burn things.
I like debates because I really am fascinated by like political theory and political science and stuff like that. I really enjoy that sort of stuff. But I don't really care about these debates because I hate debate format. That's honestly one of the big reasons. I kind of really don't like debate format, and it pisses me off, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Christine's phone was in her mom's backpack in New Jersey. I don't know how she knew that, but...
Did your mom just call you and say, why did McCracken at Midnight just call me?
I listened to that message, Christine. That boy's very rude.
Did we wake her up?
Not New Jersey mom. Quote mom. So this is like mom that you write about in your diary, right? This is like the mom you write about in your diary, right? This is like, I ran into mom today. She fed me soup and brushed my hair. But really, you just do this stuff to yourself. Is it like that, mom?
Who does that, Sam? That's sick.
Maybe she does, because it's mom.
I know who mom is.
It's
you know
her
who
brain.
Mom is?
It's in her brain, yeah. What? Yeah, kind of. See? Bam.
Yeah.
Anyway, Christine's a cool chick. She does some stuff.
She can't find her phone.
She can't find her phone because it's in her fake mom's backpack. Yeah, like the guy from Psycho.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Christine's pretty much exactly like the guy from Psycho.
is that my life? No, that's what Christine's life is like. Anyway, so we're gonna move on to movies now.
Yeah. Sam, see any good movies?
Yeah, I actually saw Argo tonight.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Argo is the new film that is directed by Ben Affleck, and it's about the Iranian hostage crisis.
Oh, I do know about that. Yeah, that looked good.
And it was really, 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 really good.
It was.
It was totally awesome. It was just really, really good.
I know. Was John Goodman like a total bit part, or was he in like any amount of it?
Yeah, he was in it.
Okay, because John Goodman is the man. And I mean, you get your start on Roseanne. That's like the SNL of television. You know, you get your start on.
That's like the SNL. That's like the Saturday Night Live television show of television.
If you get your start on Roseanne, it's seriously though. I really think John Goodman is one of the best actors on the planet. And
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And I think I'm continuously amused that he was on Roseanne.
John Goodman.
But anyway, I love John Goodman, so anything that he's all over.
He wasn't in it that much.
And you know what? I like Ben Affleck. People trash on Ben Affleck all the time, and I think it's amusing, but he's also great.
I like Ben Affleck a lot too. I feel the same. He's not the best actor, but I love Ben Affleck.
Did you see Voyage of the Mimi? He was awesome in that.
Was he?
Yeah. It's the first thing I ever watched on Laserdisc. You guys don't know about this? Okay. When you're finished talking about your movie...
Dogma. He was great in Dogma.
He was great in Dogma. When you're finished talking about your movie, I'm going to talk about Voyage of the Mimi. I probably already have.
Tonight is
So-
Ben Affleck movie night.
Anyway,
Anyway, Aggro was really good. John Goodman wasn't in it that much, but he was playing the prosthetics makeup artist that did all the shit from the 70s, like Planet of the Apes and junk like that. He was playing that guy. Because this is a true story. So anyway, it's about the Iranian hostage crisis, and Ben Affleck works for the CIA. He's got to go in posing as a movie dude and training these people that are hiding out in the Canadian embassy to be directors and associate producers and writers and, like, you know, location managers and stuff like that, so that they can get out of the country and the Iranians won't, you know, fucking hang them for being American. So they're proposing these Canadian people. Anyway, so, wow, that conversation got weird. Anyway,
just let it go. Let it happen.
this movie was really, really good. One of the most suspenseful movies I've ever seen in my life. The entire theater sighed and clapped when the suspense was finally lifted. It was insane. It was, like, just unbelievable. And it was also a really good movie. It was a very good movie. It was just a good movie.
I get a little worried when, as true as the events might be, and as much as the Iranian government at the time of this crisis, and probably now, totally sucks. It worries me. Seeing a movie about how much Iranians hate Americans makes me think that it's part of a national gear-up to invade Iran.
No, that is the case sometimes, but it's never safe to assume that, especially with this movie, which is the complete opposite, because they made it very clear that it was all America's fault.
Okay, well that's cool. I like this movie.
So don't pass judgment on things you don't know.
I'm just saying. But that makes me very excited.
Anyway, yeah, because it was very much America's fault. America and England's fault. So
yeah, no wonder Scotland wants to break away.
yeah, so no, they made that very clear. That was a big part of the movie. That was the beginning of the movie. Was like America fucked up, and then Iranians were like Americans suck because you really fucked up our country.
Good.
Anyway, they just love Canada. Wow, I'm really glad. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
this movie was really, really good. Directed by Ben Affleck, produced by Ben Affleck and George Clooney. Both of them, I really like.
George Clooney's like my favorite fucking guy too.
He's really awesome.
Wow.
Me and Kara were talking about it on the way back. We were both blown away by this movie, and we kind of agreed that we talked about sort of how this movie felt very Hollywood. Besides the fact that it was about making a movie and stuff like that, it felt very Hollywood, just in sort of the overall aesthetic of the film and sort of the just the style of it. It didn't feel like a drama or anything like that. It wasn't like a or an indie movie. It was just very Hollywood. You know, it was just had that feeling. But it wasn't a big blockbuster. We were talking about how like this sort of the resurgence of independent film into popular culture again is like really bringing back people like Ben Affleck and George Clooney to use their money and prowess to make real films instead of blockbusters. Which hopefully, because the past like 15 years have just been blockbusters. I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of good movies that come out too, but it's like the blockbuster generation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It like really is.
That's
like
why
the movie industry was crap because of blockbusters. Like it was really shitty. But now people are starting to make artistic films again.
Kevin Smith has been saying that we are on the cusp of another indie boom, like the one in the late '80s.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. But it's not just that, but it's also since there's so much availability of the technology and like the ease at which we could share the films and stuff like that. Yeah, it's an indie boom, but it's also kind of almost competing with Hollywood in a way that Hollywood needs to target that same audience.
Yeah.
With films like this, where they actually people that want to make movies because they like making movies make movies instead of people that want to make a lot of money, instead of studios that want to make a lot of money.
So pretty much like what we're doing here in this basement right now, like we're pretty much winning.
Yeah. Yeah, suck it, Jay Leno.
So go internet.
Suck it, Craig Ferguson. Anyway, this movie was very, very good. You know what? Even the whole Marvel universe, even though they're blockbusters, it's a totally new way of doing movies, and I'm all over it.
Yeah.
They're also kind of leading this charge in their giant, complex universe of crossovers and tie-ins. Anyway.
It's kind of the closest thing I can think of to a series of movies that isn't a series of movies, but is still kind of a franchise in that way, and that it's this universe that draws on many movies, would probably be like what Toho was doing in the 60s.
Yeah,
with all the kaiju movies and Godzilla and Mothra and Rodan all kind of going on.
Anyway, go see Argo. It's a really go see this movie. It's very, very, very good.
Okay. Also, you should also see Voyage of the Mimi, which was an educational miniseries made.
I remember this now.
In the late 70s.
Yeah, I know this now.
Ben Affleck when he was a wee little 8-year-old, 10-year-old, something like that lad. I watched it on Laserdisc when I was in 6th grade in science class.
I saw a clip of it on Laserdisc in 8th grade.
Yeah.
No, 7th grade.
They're watching. They're studying whales, and there's a guy with a beard who's a big jerk, but that turns out that he's actually really nice. And it's not nearly as good as what Sam was just talking about.
But still awesome. Ben Affleck's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He makes some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Good Will Hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Dogma.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl. No, never mind.
Okay. What other movies did he make? Was he ever in another movie?
He was in The Adventures of Ben Affleck.
He was not the best Jack Ryan, but I still liked that movie.
What other Jack Ryans were there?
Harrison Ford and Alec Baldwin.
Who's Jack Ryan?
Jack Ryan, he's in a series of books that they make in movies. Hunt for Red October and...
Oh, Hunt for Red October. Yeah, I saw Hunt for Red October.
Clear and Present Danger.
And I knew it was a book.
I don't remember the other movies. I don't remember the Harrison Ford movie. Anyway, he was also in Daredevil, which wasn't terrible.
Okay.
It wasn't.
No, I know. It wasn't good.
It was not good.
I guess it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible,
though. Was Daredevil... Daredevil was Marvel, right?
Yeah.
You think Daredevil could make it into that same crossover we were just talking about at some point?
It might, but it's owned by Fox.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's owned by Fox. So it would be in the
Stupid fuckers.
X-Men Spider-Man universe.
Okay.
Which makes more sense, because he would be a Spider-Man tie-in more than anything
Is X-Men gonna cross over with Spider-Man? Do you
I
think?
doubt it. Because Spider-Man is technically owned by Sony. So it's Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. And then X-Men is Fox. But I think that Spider-Man... Maybe they're not owned by Fox.
I think they should.
I thought Spider-Man and Fantastic Four were also owned by Fox. But now I think I'm wrong and they're just owned by Sony.
I think they should have a Marvel event style crossover with all of them.
I agree. I think they should just all give the rights back to Disney.
Back to Stan Lee, just personally.
Well, you know, there was actually a big thing about that. Did we talk about that on the show? There was a big lawsuit. The Stanley Corporation, not Stanley himself, but the Stanley Corporation, who Stanley is no longer actually chairman of, was suing someone for the rights to a character that Marvel actually owns, but the movie was using. It was very confusing, but there was a whole big lawsuit about the characters Stanley and who owns them, which will be in debate forever. Who actually owns these characters?
Obviously, no, it won't be in debate at all. Stan Lee owns all of them.
Well, he doesn't because
the rest of the world.
he signed them away. Is the thing.
Yeah, as if laws mean anything to Stan Lee. He's he's a being above all that. Remember a couple weeks ago when he was gonna die, and then they're like, "No, he's not. Never mind. Stanley's immortal."
It's because they put a pacemaker in his chest. It's because he almost died, so they had to give him the heart support.
That's what they told you.
Anyway, yeah. So
when he does die, though, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like the world's gonna. Just all the nerds in the planet are just gonna go to war.
Dude, it's gonna be a sad day.
His throne will be there empty, and everyone will be like, "Ah!" and then everyone else will be like, "No, me!" And then it'll be like all that that episode of Star Trek we watched the other day, where the two Klingons were upset with each other. We've been watching a lot of Star Trek. Really fun.
That's like every Klingon episode. It doesn't mean anything.
It was the one
it's every episode.
Picard was the arbiter for picking the new.
With the kid and Goron.
Yeah, well, that was like later. It's part of more of the same shit.
Was it Redemption or was it
the one? The one
was it the one with the death of the High Commander?
Yeah, the death of the previous High Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I hadn't watched Next Generation in like 7 years, and it's really, really good.
It's awesome.
I was always on the fence, but I'm definitely a Picard guy.
It's awesome. I'm not even a Picard guy so much as just a Next Gen guy.
Okay.
It's just awesome. You know, we'll watch a lot of the original series and you'll see.
What?
We'll watch the entire
I've watched more
series.
of the original series than I have of Next Generation. Well, I mean, that's being rivaled now because you're watching it a lot.
Yeah.
And there's just more of Next Generation, like, for there to be watched.
Did you see I hung the banjo on the wall today?
I did. You hung it backwards and it got thrown out of tune.
Well, it doesn't. It was already thrown out of tune. That was from the.
Okay. No, I figured it out because I was like, why do you do it like that? And I turned it around and it was like, oh, I get it. But,
Anyway, that's a test for.
Yeah, where'd you get the thing?
The hardware store.
You just got was like one of the tool ones. How much was it?
It was $1.50.
Oh, score. You can
But
just
they
put those
don't.
everywhere.
We need bigger ones, and I want to put them on a block that goes into the wall, so we don't have just a ton of holes in the wall.
Okay.
Because they're like really big holes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
we'll stop talking about furnishing our apartment.
Yeah, we're hanging instruments on the wall.
On the air, real quick.
You guys want to read the P Manifesto?
Yeah, give me the P Manifesto. I'll read it.
All right.
Anyway, what else, Brian?
One time I took those things of clementines, like those boxes, and I opened them both up, 2 of them, and I put them in a bowl, and I ate all of them. I ate all of them, and I threw up.
Gross, dude.
I threw up for like, yeah, I did.
That's fucking disgusting.
It was awesome. I really.
Is it this whole thing, or is it just the first paragraph? Or what's the whole? Is it this whole thing here?
Yeah.
The whole page?
No, you don't have to read it all.
It's really long.
It's up to you. If you have nothing better
Is
to do.
this your website?
Yeah.
It looks like a Guys, everyone go to pfesto.com.
It's a
Real
shitty site. Don't.
No, it would be a really good site if it was a site for like an insurance company, but I don't know what the hell. It doesn't.
It's actually really
It is
true.
not the
Anyway.
marketing aesthetic.
All right, so I'm going to read now brief passages from the P Manifesto, which is a religion or lifestyle, perhaps, created by the famous and world-renowned artist Mark Tang.
Mostly because he read about the Dadaists and decided that manifestos were
and then
cool.
had an epiphany while painting and ingesting various things.
We're gonna read. Before we
The P Manifesto. This is the letter P, by the way. Just the letter P, a capital P. What if it's a lowercase p?
is it still as good?
That's got to mean something totally different.
It does.
That's like psychological shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. The P Manifesto. P is experienced and expressed through the visual, oral, and cultural signification of the phenom P. That's a heck of a sentence. That is to say, P is the phenom P and forms an is that a word? Obligate symbiotic relationship with all notions in and around itself. Parenthetical. Pen couldn't be pen without P, and P couldn't be pen without pen, and parenthetical. This is not limited to any one language or system of thought, for P is present in and crucial to many such systems. The phonetic P, understood through sound, allows the scope of P to grow beyond the formal and cultural confines of the Latin alphabet. For example, P is pronounced in Chinese under different symbols. Furthermore, through its multilingual allophones, P is also P, H, P, what is that? Is that a J? B, and ampersand C, I think, is what's going on there. The non-Latin P is thus as much P as P is P. By this framework, it is possible to recognize the presence of P in multiple human and non-human systems of thought. What are people saying? What does it say? Mark Tang is the voice of our generation. I'm going to read more.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
I thought I said marketing is the voice of
I
our
did too.
generation. That might be more accurate.
Okay, next stanza, let's call it. P is not a group or individual, but P is part person and P is part people.
This is the part that I like the best.
P is also part proton, part pigeon, part planet, part ampersand C. By its aforementioned obligate symbiosis with all particulars, that is to say, notions that P phonetically and semantically partakes in, P gains definition through its participation in the process of providing definition. The piano is a piano if it plays piano, and thus P is P if it partakes in particulars. Conversely, in the absence of this symbiosis, P loses all definition and relevance. However, this P is part symbiosis extends beyond simple words containing the letter P in any language. As proton is part atom, pigeon part avis. Avis? Is that what I say?
Aves.
Aves?
The bird, the king, the, what is it, class of birds.
It's aves?
Yeah.
Say that aves?
Aves, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know where my...
In any case,
Yeah,
as proton is part atom, pigeon part aves, planet part galaxy, ampersand C, period. P is thus part everything through multiple occurrences of phonetic and semiotic obligate symbiosis. There's more. P, by its relation to pi, may or may not be infinite. Mark Tang insists that it's P, not pi, but I'm going to keep saying pi for clarification.
Yeah, if anyone wants to look into that, this shit here, 3.14, can you see that?
3.14159265358.
Yeah. That is actually spelled P-I, is actually pronounced P. That's the kind of shit that the English does to itself, so I totally believe that. Also, we're on the subject, forte is fort, as in, forte as in mezzo forte, in music is forte. But the proper pronunciation is forte, as in sucking dicks. That's my forte. It's actually pronounced fort. It just is, and everyone's just.
Why is it
Turn
pronounced fort?
I mean, it's not anymore because everyone's changed it.
Why
but
was it pronounced fort?
I don't know, because it's a stupid word and it's a stupid language.
It's Italian.
It wasn't my idea, man.
I'm pretty sure it's forte.
I'm just telling you what I know to be the
In
case.
French, it's fort, and it means strength, which is where forte comes from, as in sucking dick is my forte.
Okay.
Sucking dick is my strength, but I'm pretty sure it's forte because it's Italian. In any case, p, by its relation to pi, may or may not be infinite. Pi is deemed an irrational number, and as it cannot be expressed as a ratio of two integers. Its decimal representation requires a potentially infinite, not infinity. A potential infinity of decimal places. Sorry, a potential infinity of decimal places. This gives pi the simultaneous properties of being finite and potentially infinite. By phonetic connection, p is pi and pi is p. Thus, what is true for pi is true for p. Thus, p is a paradox reminiscent of Zeno's Achilles and the tortoise, a finite symbol with infinite complexity. Why p? Why invest such labor into a letter? Similar notions could be inferred through the exploration of other phenom or icon. This study could just as easily be conducted with B or F or M. Through P's simultaneous specificity and generality, P renders itself arbitrary. And it is this arbitrariness, however, that motivates the study of P. The notion of P as a modular form capable of partaking in anything, anywhere, anytime expands the study of P to the study of all. That's capital all, not just all. That's like all, like God. If the study of P is the study of all, then why use the symbol P at all? Why not merely declare oneself a student and escape this pedantic preoccupation? It is impossible, however, to study anything without specificity. To do so would be plunging the self into the sea with hope of bringing anything to the surface. The act of acquiring implies specific acquisition. Thus, names are created, names for the acquired, the process of acquiring, and the person who acquires it. That's a good sentence. The names such as piscine, that's piscine, right? Piscine, biology, physics, researcher, philosopher, ampersand C, become necessary parts of human inquiry.
Is ampersand C, is that like some crazy Brett version of etc.?
It's an old-fashioned way of saying it. I just like the way it looks.
Alright.
Names comfort us as they bring unity. For if we can agree that a tree is a tree, then we are unified, at least in a small way. As names, you know what? I'm going to stop right here, and that's going to be our singing comments.
Okay.
Anyway, what else? So that's P.
That's P. I think it's really kind of fascinating.
And hilarious.
If you haven't read Mark Tang's cookbook, or his series of cook zines, there are more coming, I trust. Oh, yeah. He actually tried to get me to eat some of the food from one of them. And I was pretty hungry. I almost did, and I'm glad I didn't. Hooray! It was noodles and mustard and cookies.
Noodles and butt sauce.
And soda all in a bowl.
Hey, that sounds
It
disgusting.
was no fun. But
That's a game I used to play in school called Concoction.
You know what I used to do? I
Poop in a bowl and eat it.
for my entire life. Yes, but that's different. In school lunch, they give you all your shit, and then they give you a roll, and I put like my chicken nugget, or whatever you had, mashed potatoes or rice, or fucking French fries, or whatever they gave you. Just put all of it, stack it all up on a sandwich, and then put barbecue sauce on it. Make this awesome little tiny like slider.
That's
And then-
why I didn't buy school lunches.
I know it was. I stopped and at some point in high school because I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then I started again because I wasn't eating.
I used to, in elementary school, we used to just get everyone's food. We had circle tables, and we used to just put it all in the middle and call it pig out. And then we got yelled at because we weren't allowed to share food because it was a fascist state in our cafeteria.
You weren't allowed to share food?
We werenn't allowed to share
What the-
food in
What the
elementary
fuck
school.
kind of school did you go to?
A regular one.
Was this in Burbank?
No, it was in Virginia.
God damn, that's horrible.
It was
I mean,
just a
how
regular school.
how they enforce that? Did they have like
Well, there were the lunch ladies walking up and down the.
with clubs?
No, because they had like spoons and ketchup and stuff like. Because they didn't want us like standing up and like walking around the cafeteria.
or thinking for yourself.
Yeah.
Or, like, Jesus Christ.
Food officers, yes, food officers.
Food
It
enforcers.
was a totalitarian state in my cafeteria.
That's
Then
really
once we got
good.
out of the hall, we just took our clothes off and fucking ran around. The cafeteria
man.
was the only governed part of my elementary school.
That sounds horrible. Yeah.
No, they didn't want us to share food because they didn't want us like wiping our noses and our butts and then touching each other's food and then like cholera
As if
spreads.
kids can't find like more exciting ways to get each other sick than that. You know?
We wouldn't try to get each other sick. People would wipe their butts with their hands and then touch the food.
What?
It's not like I'm gonna wipe my butt so you
Wait,
get sick.
You're wiping your butts with your hands? What the fuck are
No,
you
I
doing
wasn't
in
doing that.
Virginia?
It's a hyperbole. It's an exaggeration for making a point, Brian.
Look, the education system was all fucked up. They were making sure you didn't hurt yourself while getting a spoon. And they didn't teach you not to wipe your butt with your hands. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're right. We needed butt officers at my school.
Yeah, you needed those lunch ladies
Butt check!
hanging out in the bathroom with things full of toilet paper instead of keeping eyes on you in the lunchroom.
Yeah. One time in the cafeteria, I jumped on a pumped-up juice box. Got sent to the principal's office because it sounded like a gunshot.
Not because you got juice everywhere.
No, it was empty. I blew it up with air, and then you jump on the juice box, and it goes really loud.
Yeah.
You never did that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we did. I did that. It didn't actually sound like a gunshot. It wasn't that loud, but everyone was just like, "Oh, what's that?" And then, like, the one lady, her name literally was Mrs. Mann. And she was like 10 feet tall. Sent me to the principal's office. Another time.
Wait, did they say-
another time. Listen, another time.
Yeah.
She was like the best one of all. Another time, my friend Ian was like making a gross concoction of like broccoli with ranch sauce and peanut butter
Yeah.
and like fries and like pepperoni or something like that
Yeah.
in a little cup. And she was like, "No, don't do that." And he was like, "Well, I already did." And she was like, "Well, now you have to drink it." And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, now you have to drink it." And like we were all watching him, like the whole cafeteria, all like 200 of us were just like, I was like sitting next to him, like looking
Oh
to the
my
side.
God.
Everyone was watching him. She was like, "Yeah, now you got to drink it." He was like, "Okay," so he drank some of it, and then she sent him to the principal's office for that.
For drinking it?
Yeah,
What a cunt! What the hell?
She got fired because she cussed someone out at bingo night at our school.
She
one time.
cut someone down?
No, cussed someone out.
Oh, cussed someone out.
Yeah,
I
at,
thought,
at bingo night because she lost.
Wow.
At bingo night,
Wow, this is a terrible person.
Mrs. Mann.
Well, I mean, was she serious when she told him to drink it? Was she like,
I don't know, man, but he did.
wow, that's fucked up.
Ian Nutter, what a fucking crazy guy.
I like him. I like his style, honestly, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Sam, your school sounds like Matilda.
No, it wasn't at all. It was very sunny in there. We were the bumblebees.
The bumblebees?
Yeah. I was the meteorologist. We had a TV show.
Okay. We did too. Actually, I think someday on the show, Alex Lundy has committed enough to McCracken at Midnight through his artwork. He's like our resident designer now with his twisted fucking creations that he makes. I think we should someday feature all his Friday show skits that him and Jack Quinn did someday. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
They're awesome. They're a little weird out of context. I need to explain, what the Friday show was and why it needed to not suck because of them so badly. But, yeah. Exciting shit.
Yeah!
We had a show too, though. That's what I'm getting at. We had a show, but it was awful. And then Alex Lundy and Jack Quinn rescued it and then graduated and it probably sucked again.
Yeah, we had like a morning news show. Every morning.
Every morning?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
It was awesome. Hey, everybody, it's time for Sing in the Comments.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, shows fly by.
I know, right? So we're going to sing some comments. So you go ahead and type your comments, and then we're also going to pull up
This thing's stretched out on
Mark
Mark
Tang,
Schwaller's huge head.
Mark Tang of P. What is it? P. What is it? What's the address?
Pfesto, in one word.com. It's totally not ready though.
That's fine. We're going to sing the last paragraph with the comments. Hey, commenters, wake the fuck up and give us some comments. No, it's not.
No, how do I find it?
Where's the P Festo?
Where's the Pfesto itself, Mark?
Oh, the P Manifesto?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's not right.
Here it is. Okay, where am I gonna start from?
Keep going down. Keep going. This paragraph here.
Okay. So
Is that? Yeah, that's what it is. Wait, we got some commenters first. Okay, so start at maybe you. Okay.
Okay. It sucks. Maybe you need butt officers. You wake the cuck up. Mrs. Man was a 10-foot dude. Whoa, it's raining a lot. Mrs. Man, 10 feet tall, made of lunch food. Are you referring to Washington? Potatoes and gravy in the White House. Yes, I am. Potatoes and pavy. Potatoes and Rit Momney. Hey, Harrison Ford and Bravey demand. Yo, whoa, man, you're the man. Oh, hey, girl. Hey, girl. Roland Clan, man. Blah, 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 blah. Mark Tang Clan. Weird. Wow, weird. We are the same person. Cult, not clan.
Speaking of clans,
Names comfort us as they bring us unity. For if we can agree that a tree is a tree, then we are unified, at least in a small way. As names clarify, complement, conflate, and contradict each other, their power of unity diminishes. One wonders, is tree for you a tree for me? Names pile into a tangled phonetic and semantic sea. We lose sight of which way is up, thus we create values, isms, dogmas, names for groups of names, democracy, Christianity, post-hardcore, etc. One exclaims, ha, I am a Democrat, I believe in pro-choice, progressive income tax, and universal health care. I know what I am. However, every process of grouping is a process of excluding, defining oneself, though any grouping is creating one's antithesis and implicitly condemning it. The complexity of all is reduced to artificial binaries, Democratic versus Republican, theist versus atheist, black versus white, etc. Before the first gunshot, before the first insult, segregation, and subjugated our minds! Thank you so much, guys.
hey everybody, that was really good commenting. And thanks to Mark Tang for writing the P Manifesto so that we could sing it. I think that we should literally do a full song that is the P Manifesto because it is oddly good lyrics.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark Tang, for being on our show, but not actually really being on our show.
Everybody, thanks for watching. If you're new to the show, hey, if you're watching, Lee Callback, we miss you, and you should come back to Boston because you're the best. Hey, everyone, like the Facebook page if you don't already like it, so that we become more popular.
And
more people
visit our
watch.
website, even though it's not working right now for some fucking reason.
No, it's working. It's just the front page. I can't get the front page.
Front page. Can you skip it?
Yeah, you can skip it. Everything else works.
Okay. Well, how do you get to it then?
Home.McCrackenatMidnight.com.
Okay.
Just put home in front. Home.McCrackenatMidnight.com. That's what I've been linking to.
Oh, hey, we started a band, by the way. We're called.
Oh yeah, we're Zachary Taylor Thomas.
Yeah, and we're got a show in a month.
Yeah, we got a show in a month.
Playing 3 songs.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be here where we are right now.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Always remember that if you drink your own urine, you'll get superpowers forever, and you'll never die. And this is a Sam McCracken guarantee. Good night.
And throw eggs to Ernie the ceiling genie.
Yeah. Good night.